Discuss and consider approval of an ordinance rezoning 38.7 acres from planned development number 1031 to a single-family residential planned development. The property is located located south of South FM 548 and Sycamore Trail. Mr. Morgan.
Thank you again, Mayor and Council. And so as the Mayor stated, this property consists of 38.7 acres. It's located off of South FM 548. It's across the street from where the Trails of Chestnut Meadow Amenity Center is. So that gives you an idea of the location. The land was originally zoned in 2001 with an approved concept plan as part of the Trails of Chestnut Meadow plan development. The concept plan showed 103 lots on this property. Additionally, the Trails of Chestnut Meadow plan development would allow for an additional 191 lots for the entire plan development compared to what's already been built to this point. It requires a home size of 1,500 to 2,000 square feet under the existing plan development. However, the applicant is requesting to instead remove these 38 acres from the Trails of Chestnut Meadow in order to create a new plan development. The requested zoning sets a base district of SF6 with the following notable standards. The minimum lot area is 4,950 square feet, and the minimum dwelling unit size is 1,800 square feet. So similar to what Councilmember Johnson mentioned earlier, this is a development that is looking to have a smaller lot size, but actually having a larger home size from what is currently required. The minimum lot width is 45 feet. The minimum side yard setback is 5 feet. Lot width 45 feet. The front yard setback is 20 feet with 25 feet required for a front-facing garage. So if you have a front-facing garage, that front yard setback has to be set back an extra 5 feet at 25. Fences shall have a maximum height of 6 feet. And then the last notable standard that I'll mention is that a dog park will be constructed and dedicated to the City of Forney with the final plat if this project is approved. The dog park will include separate small dog and large dog play areas, seating, and dog wash stations. The applicant is proposing that the dog park dedication will satisfy the parkland dedication requirements and is proposing to complete this approval through a development agreement, and that development agreement is on your action agenda this evening. Staff did provide notification of the public hearing to adjacent property owners. We did receive one opposition from a resident who was concerned with traffic and home size. That resident was a Trails of Chestnut Meadow resident. The Planning and Zoning Commission did recommend approval at the October 8th, 2020 meeting, and the applicant is here if council has any questions.
Okay. Does anyone have any technical questions for Mr. Morgan? If not, I will open it up to the public. Is there any, open a public hearing? Is there anyone from the public that would like to speak? State your name and address.
Daryl Grooms, 308 South Center Street, Forney. As Peter mentioned, the original plan development has 191 lots left in it. We're proposing 117. The applicant, or the gentleman that responded to the notification, asked about traffic. The original development required a traffic impact analysis, and at that time there was 107 or 103 lots out on this site. So TxDOT is already aware of the driveways that needs to be there. In the last month, we've been talking to Lane Selman, who's the Kaufman County area engineer for TxDOT. They have no problem at this time with our access in and out of FM 548. Where it is a smaller lot, however, it is a larger house than what we're required to build now by the PD. We do have a development agreement that addresses not only the dog park, but also the building materials that you were talking about in the other development. On the masonry requirements, and as Peter mentioned, that is on your agenda tonight as well. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Yes, Mr. Moon.
Hey, Daryl, what's your target market? What's the client's target market for someone who would buy this home?
The mid 240s. I mean, the 240s where it's going to start, and then it'll go up from there.
And then what type of person would be buying this home?
My guess would be, with a lot that size, it'd either be the younger families or seniors that don't want a big lot. Forney does not have, this is a true garden style home. Forney currently does not have a garden style development. And they are 100% owner occupied. They're not rental. It's not a rental community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Just a question for Carl. Will this should it be approved and start, is there, what's the possibility of requesting TxDOT to do a traffic light survey for Sycamore right there where that is going to be an intersection where you can cross, and I assume that will be a possibility, something we'll discuss with them, will it not?
Yeah, anytime we can request that for tax dot. It's not warranted with the development, but once they're in, we can have that done at any time. It may help to have, they do like to see more homes in than not, just like at, and with like at Monitor and 740 and 60, or 741 and 1641. We're waiting until the traffic patterns increase back up to pre-COVID levels, because we did get all 4 lanes in, but then just about the time that opened up, we saw the traffic patterns dropping. So we work with them monthly on these updates on our studies, to see how we can definitely go this way.
This is a single-phase development, only 117 lots, so it'll be one phase.
We also are planning on doing a signal request down at Grayhawk and 548 at some point too, when Overland Grove gets a little more developed out as well, so.
Yeah, I knew that had been in the works down there, so.
Right. That'll help
I was
too.
wanting to be sure we had one here too as well, because
Sure.
that will make getting out on both developments, both from Chestnut Meadows and from Oak Creek as well, much easier, particularly if you're going to be going against traffic.
Right. I have a couple of questions, whether it be for you or
Okay.
Peter. Did the original plan development that would have allowed for the 191 homes, were there any plans in that for a park in that small area?
To my knowledge, no, because we don't have a site plan for that side of the park.
So no plans for a dog park either?
I haven't seen that.
Okay.
Sean, that thing was back in '01 or 2000, I think, when that was approved for
Right.
Chestnut Meadows. So that's another one of those old PDs.
Right. I just think there's an opportunity here where you're going to lessen the amount of lots, which is going to help with the original
I agree.
traffic that they were planning for. And we're also going to get bells and whistles out of it like Mary was asking for. So,
We have a 74 lot reduction over
Right.
what's allowed.
Okay, well, you answered one of my questions, but, okay. So it was originally 191 lots.
That's available, that's left, there's 191 lots left in the Chestnut Meadows planned development. So this property, since it's part of the original development, you could put 191 lots on there. Quite frankly, and honestly.
Okay, that's what my concern
Okay.
was. Okay, so if we didn't approve it, you could go back and put 191 lots.
That's correct.
So instead of 191 lots, we're going to only get 117 lots.
Correct.
Which, that's what the citizens' concern is, all the development, and mine is also. But if you can already come in and put 191 lots and you're going to reduce it to 117, and then, yes, the bells and whistles, the couple questions on this dog park is, one, the citizens of Forney do seem to be hungry for a dog park. So I'm okay with that because I have listened to the citizens and that's what they want. My next question about the dog park is, I know that it's going to be turned over to the city and the city's going to take care of it, but where in this whole development is the dog park built? And the reason I ask that is because Rowlett did a development and they were going to get a lagoon. And everybody was all excited about that. Well, the developer built the houses and then didn't build the lagoon and then sold it to somebody else and yada, yada, yada. I don't want to see 171 lots built and we don't have a dog park and then it's sold to someone else and where does the
Part of
dog?
the development, that's part of the development agreement. That is
Gotcha.
at final plat. That's what.
Okay,
Peter
but that
John-
is in the
It's in the
agreement.
development agreement, that's correct.
Right, the development agreement, as Mr. Grimm said, speaks to that, and it considers the park development as part of, just like any other public improvement, or in the same ball field as any public improvement, and those are done prior to the recording of the final plat. This one, the development agreement says that it will be developed within 30 days of the recording of the final plat. So that happens before homes are developed. So it's treated as a public improvement.
Okay, because I don't want anything to happen to the city. I want to make sure that that is covered. And then also this one does have a development agreement on the type of materials that are going to be used to build these homes so that we're not getting little shacks thrown up. correct?
There's elevations
That is
shown in this
correct.
packet too.
I know, yes.
We have.
I just wanted to make sure, verify for the public, because that's what people are gonna be concerned
The
with.
development agreement does address the masonry requirements on all 4 sides.
Okay, I want to make sure of that. My biggest thing though is, you know, you guys can come in and build 191 homes right now.
117. Yes, we could do
You
191.
could build 191, but you're going to 117. And, you know, like I said, my concern is with the growth. We're gonna grow, okay? But if we can slow it down a little, and if we're gonna get less, and we're gonna get a dog park, these are the kind of things that I'm talking about that are getting my attention, because the public wants to feel like they're getting something besides more homes and more traffic. You know, those are the biggest concerns. We're gonna get homes and we're gonna get traffic, but how can we make this work best for us? So those were my concerns. That you've answered my questions. James, do you have any questions?
No questions, thank you.
Just another quick comment, and that is the product itself. We're getting a product that Forney currently does not have, and it's housing stock. We're diversifying our housing, which is another big thing I've been pushing is diversification. Yes, this is a single-family detached home, which Forney is about 95%. However, it's a unique product that we don't currently have. And that's what I'm looking to see is diversify the housing stock. Give not only current residents, but future residents different options rather than just the same old, single-family, detached home. So this is something different. This is something unique, and that's what I'm excited to see. And from what I've seen, it's going to be a very good quality product.
Absolutely.
Is there anybody else that has council comments or anyone else from the public that would like to speak on this development? If not, thank you, Mr. Grooms. I will call for a motion.
Madam Mayor, I'll make a motion that we approve public hearing item number 3.
I have a motion by Mr. Johnson. Second. Who's second? Second by Mr. Traylor.
An ordinance of the City of Forney, Texas, amending the comprehensive zoning ordinance number 1085 and map, as amended by changing the zoning on approximately 38.7202 acres of land in the A Higher Survey Abstract number 203 in the City of Forney, Kaufman County, Texas, from Planned Development Overlay District, Trails of Chestnut Meadow, to Planned Development Overlay District with a base zoning district designated as FF-6 Single Family Residential 6 District, providing a severability clause, providing a savings clause, providing a repealer clause, providing a penalty clause, and providing for publication and an effective date.
Okay, motion passes unanimously. Resolution approving a development agreement between the City of Forney and Jackrabbit Fund 1 LLC. Mr. Thatcher.
Thank you, Mayor, members of council. As we previously discussed, this is one of the conditional items as part of the earlier zoning case that you had. So part of what has brought this development agreement together or before the council is because the developer had listened to some of the feedback from this council and also from members of the public in looking to develop a dog park. And so as part of the development, they are proposing and to offer it rather than the parkland dedication or fees in lieu of, that they would develop a dog park that would be dedicated to the City of Forney, accepted as a public improvement so that all residents of the City of Forney could have access and use that facility. And so with that, we use that as an opportunity to also discuss with the developer opportunities to put in some building material regulations for this development. And so those are the two big things in this development agreement. So as you see, what they have is the fees in lieu of any parkland dedication would come out to just over $180,000. That's fees in lieu of the park dedication as well as the park development fees. And so they are essentially going to be credited for anything, their costs. That's the land dedication as well as any of the improvements that they put in that will get credited towards what they would owe generally for their parkland fees and development fees. And then the building material part of that is that there are masonry requirements for the residential structures. And so they're spelled out where it's 100% on the front side 80% on the side elevations or side facades, and then 50% in the rear, except for those residential units that will back up to FM 548, which those are 100% on the rear. So that's what you have before you, and if there are any questions, Mayor, I'm happy to take those as best as I can.
Does anyone have any questions on the dog park?
Would you repeat one thing? You said in the beginning that the developer got feedback from who on getting a dog park?
The City Council and members of the public.
I just want to hear that.
He just wanted to hear himself over there. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, I have a question, and I don't know that if this would be the time to ask it or not. This dog park that obviously is being approved and everything, do we have the option as the council to have a contest for the public to name the park? Does the developer get the choice to do that? Or what? Because I think that could be something important to put a name to this park.
Certainly, and generally when you're talking about names or some of the things that are more of a those are functions of the City Council, and so you could decide once it's dedicated to the city, you accept it as a public improvement. You can decide to give it a name, and how you go about that is at the discretion of the council.
Okay. I just want to make sure, because when the Gateway Bridge went up there, the developers were the ones that decided it was Gateway, and I thought it would have been really nice if we could have had some input into that, and so I just thought I'd ask that question, because sometimes it's very honorary to someone that may have had, something to do with animals or something.
I like
Okay,
that idea.
that's all I had. Does anyone else have any questions? If not, I'll take a motion.
Madam
Oh,
Mayor,
I'm sorry, wait, I forgot to ask, is there anyone from the public that would like to speak on this? Okay, if not, then I will take a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve action item number 3.
I have a motion by Mr. Johnson,
Second.
a second by Mr. Myers. Motion passes unanimously.